But I want to hold it in my hand. Welcome to Physical vs. Digital Gaming Edition, where I describe the benefits and downsides of physical video games versus digital video games. Physical games are ones that are tangible, where you can hold said game in your hands. Depending on the console, they will either take the form of cartridges or as some kind of disc. Either way, video games are commonly stored on these tools and are distributed at various game stores around the world. They range from dedicated video game stores such as GameStop and Game in the UK.
Games the name of the game show up in the U-Game-K.
To more all-purpose stores such as Walmart's. Once purchased, the customer would then take the game home, insert it into their dedicated gaming device, and then start playing.
Come on! Can't you see I'm practically flipping my flipper?
What is that supposed to mean?
It means put the game on!
I can't! It's not working!
Digital games, on the other hand, are a bit different. You see, the digital in digital games refers more to digital downloads. These games aren't played off of a disc or cartridge, but rather off of the hard drive that the game resides in. With both formats described, let's go over the pros and cons. Physical games benefit from having a tangible copy that can last for years to come. However, their lifespans are always limited, and the more a particular unit of a game is used, especially in the case of discs, the less likely they are of remaining in a playable state. And the more that disk read errors occur that stop the game entirely.
Nothing lasts forever, well, not just in the marketplace, but in terms of physicality as well. While it's been calculated CDs can remain readable for over 700 years, some recent investigations have shown that some discs will barely last 20-25 years or even less. This is due to the variance used in manufacturing standards and the quality of materials, because while the format itself was standardized, the fabrication process was not. And I've personally started seeing this with some of my retail discs from the late 90s and plenty of my burned CDs from the mid-2000s, which is just a huge bummer.
Digital, on the other hand, has none of these issues. However, digital has one critical flaw when it comes to pure digital distribution, when being distributed on digital storefronts. That issue being that once a game has been delisted, it is no longer obtainable unless it had or gets a physical release. What's more is that these games aren't easily shareable unless said digital copy comes with a system that allows you to exchange it with your friends in an easy manner. But that isn't the case most of the time. And last is that these games have no extrinsic value, meaning that it is impossible to sell a copy to someone who wants a tangible copy instead. Fortunately, there does exist some means of bridging these two formats. You see, it is actually possible to rip the contents of an ISO or ROM and then putting it on the console's hard drive. Unfortunately, this method is reserved more so for modern consoles that have a hard drive built into them. However, consoles that have a USB port can actually have their games loaded in that way. Fun fact, the original Xbox is technically the first system to come with a hard drive, but not the first system to officially run ISOs off of its hard drive. However, thanks to soft modding, that did become possible. But in terms of official examples, the Xbox 360 has the ability to copy the contents of a disk onto its hard drive, albeit with the caveat that when you want to play said game, you will have to have its physical version inside of the disk tray when booting it up, presumably to minimize any unauthorized ripping and distributing. This has been Physical vs. Digital Gaming Edition. Check the description for your challenge, and good luck!